Joining me is Misty Marris, now trial attorney and legal analyst. I mean, it brings tears to your eyes to hear that emotion, that level of pain and frustration. What stands out to you about that phone call, and maybe more importantly, Lori Vallow's reaction to her sister?
Yes, this chilling is right, Marni. This call, I think, is maybe one of the biggest pieces of evidence that we've seen in the courtroom. Keep in mind, Lori Vallow on a call with her sister, originally a staunch supporter of Lori, now asking her, how did you let this happen to your children? If you're sitting there in that jury box and you're hearing the emotion from the family, who her sister goes so far as to say, why didn't you tell us? We would have taken care of the children. How do you let this happen? You are now opening the world up where you see her own family believes that she was involved in the death of her two children. And remember, at the crux of this case is a conspiracy to commit murder. And when you have somebody who was originally on her side, out there in the public supporting her, take this turn and believe that her own flesh and blood was capable of this, that's really going to sit with the jury, and it's going to be a big part of their ultimate deliberation on whether or not she's guilty.
Misty, I want to play a second part of that same phone call between these two sisters for folks at home.
That nobody knows except for you and the Lord. Yeah, ask him. I have, and guess what? I don't have one scripture that says it's okay for children to be thrown away like garbage in the ground. And that's okay. There is nothing in the scriptures that is godly about hurting a child. Nothing. And they deserve a proper burial with family that loves them at the least.
And in that clip, Misty, Summer is essentially trying to get through to Lori that Chad is a bad person. There's nothing she can find in scripture that would say to kill your own children. Lori Vallow accused of thinking that her children were dark and possessed by demons. Is the best strategy for the defense still to blame Chad for what they say Lori was involved with?
It seems to be the only strategy, although I don't know that they're going to go so far as to say it, because I don't think she's going to testify. If she was going to say this was Chad, he was the manipulator, I was the pawn, I think we already would have seen her striking up some sort of deal with the prosecution. We don't have that here. So I do think the defense is going to stick with its strategy of, you're hearing about a lot of bad people, you're hearing about a lot of terrible things, but the prosecution cannot put Lori into that puzzle. You haven't heard anything specific about Lori's role. Prosecution can't point to it. But Marni, I think this call, when you're hearing about there's nothing in scripture about hurting children, this is speaking directly to the prosecution's theory that Lori was immersed in this doomsday cult, and therefore nothing was going to stop her from following Chad and from the financial gain. Remember, there's a dual motive here. Nothing going to keep her and Chad Daybell apart, that she's going to follow him. She had these beliefs. The children were zombies. And also, they were going to collect financially. Keep in mind, yesterday, we saw her Google searches. She's looking for life insurance policies for children. So this is all putting it together. And this call particularly influential because it's between her and her sister. It's not adversarial. This is the truth of how her family feels. So I really do think it was a pivotal day for the prosecution in court yesterday.
And I am just so compelled by watching the family respond to this and hearing what they had to say. And early in the trial, we heard from JJ's grandmother. JJ's grandfather was also inside the courtroom, and he was questioned and reacted to Summer's testimony outside court. Here is what he told Court TV. Let's listen.
Her testimony was very revealing.
In what way?
Her honesty and caring for the children. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Wanting to know what was going on, being misled by her children, by Lori.
And how emotional was it?
If you were trying to pick up a pin dropping, you could hear it.
Right? He's in there. He's witnessing. We know this jury is taking lots of notes. Misty, how is a jury impacted emotionally when you hear a phone call like we just did?
I think the emotion was palpable. And Marni, we're not in the courtroom. There aren't cameras in the court, so we're hearing it after the fact. But this, coupled with other testimony, we heard chilling details from investigators about how the bodies were found in such a horrific manner. And then you have this emotional call where you can hear it. It is palpable how beloved these children were. The grandparents, her sister, all they wanted to do was protect the children. They are shocked that Lori would, at best case scenario, allow this to happen. We heard that in the call. So the emotion is there, and the emotion is definitely going to be a component that the jury is going to consider. Now, keep in mind, this witness was on the stand deemed a victim, meaning that a victim of the death of Kylie and JJ. So the parameters for questioning were a bit different. She was able to testify a bit more expansively about the relationships and all of that. So the jury is definitely taking that in.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.